Alrighty, good morning, YouTube. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday here, November 11th, 2025. And once again, not a lot to talk about here this morning. No really big changes here. Still kind of waiting to figure out what's going to happen with our severe weather event as we head into this late weekend and into early next week. Models have been pushing back the severe weather potential early, more and towards early next week, like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday time frame. And where is that going to be at? What's that going to look like? We're going to kind of break that down here just a little bit here. There's still no highlights from the National Storm Prediction Center yet or anything like that, but we'll just kind of give our thoughts and kind of talk on what's going to be happening here with our upcoming pattern. So once again, this will be a little bit of a short video, but as always, if you guys like the video, you can subscribe at the bottom of the screen there and click that bell notification icon. We're continuing to try and grow the channel here. If I can get words out today, that'd be great. Can't get words out of my mouth today, apparently. But other than that, like I said, we're just going to go ahead and kind of talk about what's going to happen with our warming trend that we're going to see this week, some potential severe weather, and a lot of rain potentially coming for lots of people here. So once again, if you are new, do hit that subscribe button and click that notification icon so you can get notifications when we do go live, and as when we do post videos, which will be pretty much daily here into the next couple of weeks here. So let's talk about what's happening here across the United States here this morning. You can see our big jet stream dip. You can see it right in here. This is what's going to be causing, or this is what's been causing our severe weather event here, or not severe weather event, but our Arctic air mass and our polar jet stream that's been causing the snowstorm here that we just had this week in the Ohio Valley in the Midwest. And you can see as well here, let me redraw this so you guys can see, this is going to bring a little bit of an upper level low. This little disturbance up here out of Canada going to bring a couple more hours here of some snow potential across Michigan and northern PA and northern Ohio here, but very light accumulation. Most of the snowfall is pretty much done and over with down toward the Carolinas and Tennessee Valley, the Ohio River Valley. And you can see a upper level low that's also kind of hanging out here off the West Pacific. Not going to be much of an issue there, and we've actually got a ridge that's going to be pushing its way east this week and giving us some very warm temperatures across much of the Caninsus. But our big upper level low finally moving up into Canada here with our big winter storm that we just had here this last couple of days. And once again, it's going to warm up. It's going to be nice this week for most of the country here. We'll have a little bit of still cool air aloft to the northeast and up towards the upper Great Lakes area. But other than that, most people are going to be pretty dry and pretty warm this week as we see those temperatures rebound here. But what we're going to talk about here in this video is what's going to be happening here over the next couple of days. We got a lot of different things happening. We're trying to figure out what's going to happen next week with our severe weather event. It does look like our jet stream is going to get very active as we get towards next week. So this week going to be kind of a chill week here, as I mentioned in yesterday's video here. We'll start to pop out some live streams here as we head toward the end of the week when we get a little bit better of an idea on what's going to be happening with the severe weather event. You guys know I like to give a little bit more confidence before we start doing actual live stream breakdowns of anything, because if I give you guys information on something and it changes the next day, it's kind of pointless. So we'll start to do that more as we head towards like Thursday, Friday into the weekend kind of time frame once we get a highlight from the Storm Prediction Center or anything like that. So once again, here's our upper level jet stream right now, or mid to upper level jet stream. You can see that big bowling ball trough here hanging in the Ohio River Valley in the northeast. This is what brought that snowstorm and cold air that we just had over the last couple of days. And we're going to continue to see some cool air still in place here. We're going to have some northwesterly flow over top of the southeast, the Ohio Valley. So still going to be below average as we head into Tuesday and into Wednesday here of this week. But as we go into Thursday and Friday, that jet stream's finally going to start to lift to the northeast. And we're going to have a high pressure ridge kind of take over here, allowing for some warm and drier air to lift north here into the country. Now, how warm people get, we'll kind of talk about here in just a moment. But as we head toward the weekend, models were in fact trending this past, last couple of days here in a big time severe weather event potentially next week. But as always, this is why we can't, forecast severe weather or winter storms, more than 5 to 7 days out, because models can change. And that's exactly what happened here. We went from a full-fledged major trough ejection here to now a cutoff low. And this cutoff low is still going to bring the potential for some severe weather as we head towards Sunday and Monday and Tuesday of next week. It's just going to be a lot more compact and a lot smaller of an area. And this is the area right in here that I am watching for the potential for severe weather as we head towards Sunday and Monday and Tuesday of next week. And this may not be the only severe weather event that we see next week. We may honestly see severe weather almost every single day next week if the jet stream here, what the European and the GFS are showing suggest. And right now, a little trough coming off of the Rockies here into Monday and Tuesday could bring us some instability and some moisture across this region here: Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, maybe down towards Missouri, and then maybe a little bit of severe weather as it heads southeast. But then take a look at this. Interestingly enough, once that system pushes out, another big time trough comes in, and we may actually see some more robust severe weather. Now, I say robust potentially because of the way the troughing is shaped. We get into more of that here as we get closer to these events. We break down the troughing shape, the features, the moisture, the instability, all that stuff as we get closer to an event. But just kind of taking a look at next week here, we could see some big time, episodes of severe weather, maybe even some winter weather here again as we get ready to head toward the holiday weekend of Thanksgiving. I know a lot of people have that on their mind. They want to know how their things are going to be traveling. But just taking a look at this, it looks like there could be some turbulence out there. There's going to be some issues out there as we head towards next week and in next week. And it does look to be, like I said, multiple storm systems here. It's just, where do they happen at? Where is the consistency in our models? And it does look like as we head, and both the European and the GFS do show this, as we head towards the holiday here, the 23rd and the 2026, another big time cold Arctic air mass, and this one could impact a lot more people. Looks to be our polar vortex may come into play again here as we head towards the end of the month. This is a little ways out. We'll, like I said, continue to update you guys on this, but this would be a big time cold air mass coming down here for much of the country heading into Thanksgiving here. So we're gonna, like I said, keep you guys updated here on the channel. We'll, talk about it, see, how models trend here, but just in a realm of ideas here, this is normal to see that happen as we head toward the end of the month here. As we head into December, we start to see that polar vortex collapse. Sometimes just consistent cold air here with that La Nina pattern that we're going to be in. It's very favorable for that here. Here's our temperature anomalies here. Give us an idea. Warm is orange, and the blue and the pinks and the purples there are colder, below average temperatures. And you guys can see here, as always, ridging is going to set up here as we head towards this week. So that's what we've been talking about. And as we head towards the weekend, another little punch of cold air coming down here toward the Ohio Valley in the Northeast. Maybe a little East Coast system here potentially. Maybe even some severe weather. But then as we head towards next week, this is where we've got one system coming through towards Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then another shot of another system coming through again as we head towards the weekend. So I do think next week will be a pretty busy week for us here on the channel in terms of live streams and pumping out videos. As always, it's just really, really hard to make weather content when there's not a lot of weather going on. We've had temperatures back and forth here. We've had some snow here, but just not a lot of anything to cover. So you guys know how it is in the weather world sometimes. We've had that struggle sometimes in terms of that, but that's why we always try to get videos out to you guys every single day, just in case we don't have live streams. So the theme is going to be warm this week, and then we may bounce around next week with lots of systems coming through. Just kind of taking a look here at what the precip is showing here. Just going to give you guys an idea of what's going to happen through this week here. Not a lot. Literally not a lot. There is going to be lots of upper level high. You can see the two highs here in place through Thursday and into Friday. And then we see the system come in off the four corners. And depending on where this low position's at, once again, going into Sunday afternoon, we may see our first round of severe weather down here towards Oklahoma and Texas. And the models have been trending. Both the European and the GFS have been trending. It's just where does that low sit at? How do things play out? Moisture and stability. Does look like moisture is going to be pretty decent for this setup. And stability is starting to uptrend a little bit. So I really want to watch Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana. This is the time of the year where we see most of these severe weather events. Down here as we head into November and into December, that La Nina pattern suppresses our severe weather a little bit further to the south with our jet stream flowing like this. So it's a horrible jet stream. But anyways, you get what I'm saying here is we're going to have the potential for some severe weather as we head towards Sunday, and then eventually into Monday that'll push east, maybe even a little wintry weather as this system pushes across the Ohio Valley in the southeast, some low winds, severe weather, some general thunderstorms out there. And then we get into the week, in middle of next week, and this is where things get really interesting. Could we be looking at our first cross-country winter storm / big time severe weather event? Sure. Why not? But we need to see consistency with this. This is over 9 days out, and granted, this may seem not that far out. We got to watch for model trends. We got to see what happens with this. But could we be looking at our first major, storm system of the November? Absolutely, 100%. But like I said, time will tell. We'll see how models trend over the next couple of days. This could vanish on the next model run. We want to see the trends. So other than that, really not a lot to talk about in terms of what could happen potentially next week. I could get into all of the thoughts and the processes on that. Other than that, let me show you guys one thing here, some total snowfall accumulation just for the next 7 days, and we could see a couple more inches of snowfall up here in the Northeast, up toward the Great Lakes here with that banding of snow that comes through later on this afternoon and into tomorrow. But other than that, generally not a lot going on. But as we head towards next week, things change. So we'll see how things play out. Maybe our first cross-country system as well as some severe weather down south. So we'll keep you guys updated here on the channel as always. Once I know more, we'll pop out live streams as always. I appreciate y'all for hanging out. If you're new as always, subscribe, leave the bell notification icon so you guys get notifications as always. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful Tuesday, guys.